Alright guys, we're back for another video of Genshin Impact, and today we are gonna review and do character builds and stuff as Keqing. So I decided to do Keqing as a character today. Another pre-built one I've done over the past, not in videos, but I played the Keqing and set her up in a way. So we are gonna play with her. We are going to build. I will tell you what to use, what to build, and what weapons to use, and what time any team comps to run. So let's get into it. And we are in Izuma today to start out. Usually I would start in a different area, and today I chose Izuma as the start of today's video. So let's just hop in. I think I'd rather just do like over here because the bot, but just let's just do it on the bridge. I just it feels better that way. Okay. So, oh, that's not it. That is my weapons. So we're gonna go over here to her attributes, or her weapon actually. So right now, currently I'm running my Keqing with a Mist Splitter. I have gotten this weapon for free to play when the weapon banner was out. So I have this free to play. Her attributes are pretty good, to my opinion. Pretty good. I don't have EM, sadly. Not if Keqing does not necessarily need EM at all. Although you could have a little bit. It's nothing. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit, but I mean it's not necessary. So, but let's get into it. The weapons here. So you have your favorite weapons, your 5-star weapons. So your Mist Splitter could be one. I think a Jade Cutter is another 5-star weapon. I don't remember all the other 5-stars. There's a archive of those in there, but I'm not gonna go too far into those. But Mist Splitter, I think Jade Cutter is one, and some other 5-star stars are pretty good. But I think Mist Splitter and Jade Cutter are your two best options if you decide to get them if the weapon rerun shows up every time. Then you have your free-to-play Lion's Roar, because everyone used to run this weapon with Keqing quite often actually, because of the passive right here. Bane of Fire and Thunder, increasing damage against opponents affected by pyro or electro damage by 32%. So since mine is a refinement 4, it's at 32%. I think at refinement 1, I don't remember what it was, but it was at some percentage. But it's basically that passive. A lot of Keqing players would run this sword mainly because of the passive, and it is great attack actually. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty good free-to-play sword. Then you have your other so-called free-to-play is the black sword, which is the crit rate from the battle pass. I've used this before with Keqing one time, and I've swapped over to the Mist Splitter ever since I got Mist Splitter. I think that was during when Ayaka's banner was out, and with the Mist Splitter Forge sword. And I chose this one because it has crit damage, high crit damage, and I can, go crazy. And I'm just showing my attributes right here. It's okay. It's pretty decent. It's not the best, but honestly, I think I'm not gonna complain about it. A 52% crit rate, 53 basically, at 181 crit damage. I could change that, but I'm not gonna. Maybe later, but not right now. Oh. But yes, you have your two free-to-play options: is Lion's Roar and the Black Sword and the Battle Pass. And your other free-to-plays could be like the Flute. The floating sword is not too bad. It's pretty good, but if you decide not to run that, you don't have to. You can have, there's like 5 options here. You got Prototype, Rancor. This one I think was from the story, so this is a free-to-play. This is from the what do you call it? It's from the Weaponsmith. And then this one I think was from the event as well, another event. So you have like a couple options to run here. You have multiple options to run some swords. So you have 2 here. This could be 3. Well, if you count this one, 3. This one's from like when Genshin first came out. And for PlayStation players, the pack you get this weapon for free. So you can have like 3 there, 4 maybe. I think probably 4 or 5. Probably 4 because they have attack. Because especially want like attack or crit rates. Probably a Lion's Roar would be one. The Black Sword, the Sword of Discretion, the Flute, or your 5 stars, Mist Splitter and Jade Cutter. So you have, what is that, 3, 4, 5, 6 options right there. So for free to plays, you can run these 2. I think these 2 are by far the best, in my opinion, because these 2 have been pretty much used a lot by a lot of players, especially for like battle pass weapon reasons, for like certain characters. Like if you want a sword, a polearm, or claymore, or a bow, then definitely the battle pass is a way to go. It's only about $10. It's not too bad. I'd say it's a good investment if you can't find a good sword, or if you're lucky enough to get the Lion's Roar, then definitely put some investment into that. That is also a very good free-to-play source. So you have these two, your top best, and then your two 5 stars would be your Mist Splitter and Jade Cutter. So probably by far, if you were to cut away from this sword and the flutes, would be 4 options. But I'd say the flute is not too bad, so I'd say about 5 options you have there for free-to-plays. So if we go to artifacts, right now I am currently running the Thundering Fury set. So originally my Keqing ran a 2-piece Gladiator set. Had a 2-piece Glad and a 2-piece Thundering Fury. Ever since Thundering Fury had the rework and the buff, so it's changed now since the last time you saw Thundering Fury. It was only good enough for like just electro characters alone. And now since electro characters have more of a benefit with this 4-piece set right here, then it's a really good setup for a lot of electro characters like Keqing, Yahimiku, Raiden, or yeah, you could do if you wanted to do Raiden. So, but more like Keqing, Yahimiku, maybe Lisa, and some other of your favorite Electro characters. So the Thundering Fury set, the 2-piece gives you that Electro bonus at 50%, which is really nice. And at the 4-piece set, increases damage caused by Overload, Electro Charge, Superconduct, Hyper Bloom by 40%, and the damage bonus conferred by Aggravate is increased by 20% with Quicken or at Reformado. Can't read words. Oh my god. Or the reformated elemental reactions are triggered. Elemental skill cooldown is decreased by 1. Can only occur every 1.8 seconds. So basically, this artifact set is pretty golden right now for a lot of electro characters that run a Hydra Bloom team or an Aggravate team or a Quicken team. So what that entails, I will get into that with the team build later, but this is what you want to run for your Keqing. I think by far best, but if you decide to run a 2-piece Gladiator set with a 2-piece Thundering Fury, that is also another option. So you have 2 there. So you have your 4-piece Thundering Fury, your 2-piece Thundering, and 2-piece Glad would be your second option. Or your third option would be Thundering Fury and Shimenawa, because Shimenawa also is a attack percent artifact as well. So you have right there, it's not highlighted, but if you can see the second 2-piece, the 2-piece set, it says attack percent by 18%. So you can run a 2-piece Shimenawa or a 2-piece Thundering Fury, or you could run a Thundering Fury with a Gladiator's attack. So you have 3 artifact options right there for you. I think 4 would be if you want to just run all attack, but have at least a Electro Sands, I think. Or a Goblet, actually, Electro Goblet. So that could be 4. So you probably have like 4 options, but I think the 3 options I've given you, I think are a little bit better than your full-on attack. Because that full-on attack, it's great and all, but it won't benefit your Electro damage for Keqing's burst skill and just normal attacks in general. Well, normal attacks, we'll get into that later. But you have, again, I'll run over the sets so one more time. I think I sped through that one pretty fast. So Thundering Fury set, 4-piece set is 1. Thundering Fury with Gladiator is 2. Thundering Fury with Shimenawa is 3. Or attack would be 4. But I think the 3 I've given you, Thundering Fury, Shimenawa, Thundering Fury, Gladiator, and Thundering Fury 4 set is by far better. It's 3. But if you can get the 4-piece set and actually run really good artifacts, get really good stats and substats, then definitely run the 4-piece set. It is a definite thought of using it, and it's really helpful too for, you know, if you're Keqing main, this is definitely something what you want, a 4-piece bonus. And I can show you my artifacts right here. They're not too great, but they're pretty decent for what I had back then. Not too bad crit damage, decent crit rate. It's okay, not decent, but it's okay. And then like this one landed way more into HP than what I really intended wanting to, but it's better than anything. I'll probably change it later, but we'll see how that goes. And here's my Electro Goblet. Not the greatest, but it's okay. And here's my crit rate, which is okay, but not too good with substats I want. But that's basically it. You have 4 or 5 options right there for artifacts. Or no, 3 options actually. Yeah, 3. So Thundering, and then, you know, Gladiators or Shinawa. So 3. Basically just those 3. That 4th one I mentioned, you could do that one, but so you just scratch that 4th one, just full on attack. Just do those 3 artifacts. Those are definitely what you want. If you want to run a full Thundering Fury set, then definitely take a chance at that, because it does boost Electro character's damage by a significant amount, and it's a lot better too. So constellation wise, I don't have any cons of her, sadly. I'm not going to go through them all, but you probably can just for any veterans out there or any new players, Mainly veterans here, because if you know these and you pretty much know what they do and a lot of stuff, like kind of pretty much the basics of the constellations here. So we can just go through them a little bit. So recasting stellar restoration, while a lightning stiletto presents causes Keqing to deal 50% more damage of her attack as AOE electro damage bonus at the start point and terminus of her blink. Then we go from here to Keen Extraction, Constellation 2. With Keqing's normal attacks and charge attacks, hit opponents affected by Electro, they have a 50% chance of producing an elemental particle. This can affect only every 5 seconds. And then basically just as you go by, you can just read these. I'm not going to read them all, but you can go by these and read these. And I'm pretty sure you'll understand these pretty quickly here. So for this one, for 10 seconds after Keqing triggers an electro-related elemental reaction, her attack is increased by 25%. So for this one, I think this one's called Adamant. I think you said Adamant. I could be wrong. Someone can correct me in the comments. But anytime you do electro-based reactions, like if it was a Hyper Bloom or Aggravate or what was the other one? Not Aggravate. Aggravate, Hyper Bloom. Wait, wait, what is it called? Quicken. Okay, I couldn't figure out what it was. This basically procs her attack to increase by 25% for every 10 seconds. So this is giving you an extra damage buff by 25% for every 10 seconds you cause an electro-related elemental reaction. So this is pretty good. And then, you know, buffing her stellar restoration by 15. And then her con 6 is when initiating a normal attack or a charge attack, an elemental skill or elemental burst, Keqing gains a 6% electro damage bonus for 8 seconds. Effects triggered by normal attacks, charge attacks, elemental skills, and elemental bursts are considered independent entities. So I'm assuming what this one is, it's like Tenorus Star. So when it initiates a normal attack, charge attack, elemental skill, or burst, Keqing gains a 6% electro damage bonus for 8 seconds. Effects triggered by normal attacks, charge attacks, elemental skills, and elemental bursts are considered independent entities. So I'm assuming what this is more of a separate between her normal attacks, which don't comprise of Electro, and ones that do apply with Electro. So I think anytime you do attacks without Electro, then you get this bonus for 6% Electro damage bonus for 8 seconds. But when it's affected by, like, effects triggered by normal attacks, charge attacks, and elemental skills, and elemental bursts are considered independent entities. But I'm assuming that's what it is, but I'm not too sure. I could be wrong. Someone can look that up or get into detail. I know I'm not the most detailed person when it comes to constellations, although I should. But I don't know this one too often. I don't know this one to verify this last one, so someone can try to figure that out for me. Please. I need help. But, yeah, let's go to her talents. So her talents are at 8, 8, 8, level 8, basically. I pretty much got pretty good where at these at. So you have your 5 consecutive strikes, your 2. So her charge attacks consume stamina, with giving Unleash a 2 rapid sword strike and a plunging attack. Pretty basic stuff, so I'll show that. So here's your 5 consecutive strikes, 3, 4, 5. Your charge attack right here with 2 consecutive strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm assuming that like that fourth one's just an animation. So here's your 5 consecutive strikes. Your 2 charge attacks, consecutive strike right there. So we go down here to her stiletto, her stellar restoration, which is her stiletto. So what this does basically is you hold. It says right here, hold to adjust the direction in which the stiletto shall be thrown. Stiletto is thrown by the hold attack mode. It can be suspended in midair, allowing Keqing to jump to them and using the stellar restoration a second time. And it says here, lightning stiletto. If Keqing uses stellar restoration again or uses a charge attack while its duration lasts, it will clear the stiletto mark and produce different effects. So, excuse me, I had to do something. Okay. If this right here, if she uses stellar restoration again, she will blink to the location of the mark and unleash one slashing attack that deals AoE electro damage when slashing. When blinking, whoops, I can't read. to a stiletto that has been thrown from a holding attack, Keqing can leap across obstructing terrain. If Keqing uses charge attacks, as she will ignite the series of thundering cuts at the mark's location, dealing AoE damage. So for your stiletto, which is the stellar restoration right here, this is your skill attributes. Cooldown, pretty fast cooldown, 7.5 seconds. Good damage and slash, good damage on lightning stiletto and thundering clap slash. So right here, the stiletto, which is my R2 skill, this is her stiletto. So if you hold it down, you can basically put it up anywhere on the surface. So if you were to put it in the air, right there, it can stay there. If we use R2, she can slash down, slash up in the air, and then slash down. So basically, she can move around the map if you desire. So like this, if you were to cross the bridge, then we go up here. Or if we wanted to go back to the bridge, it's the same concept. Just like that. So then that's the go back to the talents right here. That's what the hold is. So for the lightning stiletto, I think it's this one right here. Let me actually read it. Let me read it real quick. I don't really use Keqing too often, so let's see. Restoration. Yeah, it uses a charge attack while duration lasts. It clears the stiletto and marks produces different effects. So if you were to do this and then walk up to it, charge attack, then it will basically disperse the stiletto as it goes by. And I think I'm gonna just do like a normal attack, but let's just leave it there. Yeah, basically that's really about it for the stiletto. If you just kind of just use it, it will disappear. If you do a charge attack, that's just what it produces the effects. And if you just go up in the same way up and you just plunge down, and you can do like attacks like this. So if you were to, again, stiletto, R2 slash down, so palm, not palm strike, plunge, and then do like charge attacks, like any normal consecutive 5 attacks, or consecutive attacks or 5 attacks of her sword. Then yeah, you can. That's basically what the stiletto does. You can basically go around the map and just basically cross anywhere, like on the roofs, across bridges, across water, any type of terrain really. It's pretty decent. It's not the best, but it's pretty good overall. So then, if we go to her first, which is the Star Wars Sword, this is basically where Keqing unleashes a powerful lightning, dealing electro damage and AoEs. She then blends into the shadow with her blade, striking a series of thunderclap blows to nearby opponents, simultaneously doing multiple instantaneous of electro damage. The final attack deals massive AoE electro damage. So this is her skill damage, pretty decent. Consecutive slashes, definitely pretty good, up to 8. So if you time that 38.4% by 8, then that's a pretty big number. I think I'd say it's pretty big. I'm not too much of a math geek, but I think it's pretty big. Then her last attack does a 302 damage percent. Definitely a pretty good high attack, definitely. Her cooldown at 12 seconds, not too bad, and her burst cost at 40 is not expensive at all. It is very, very quick to gain it back in a short amount of time. So definitely a must. And her talents right here, and so her passives right here. So we have Thundering Presence, or Penance. I think it's Penance, not Presence. Penance. After recasting Stellar Restoration, when a lightning stiletto is present, Keqing's weapon gains an electro infusion for 5 seconds. So what this talent does, so anytime you use the stiletto and you do this, this is the 5-second electro infusion on her sword. So this purple lightning right here, as you see, and now I just went back to normal. So that's normal attacks. And let me show you the stiletto, which is the 5-second effect. Yeah, this is the stiletto right here. So imbuing the weapon with electro damage. Then we go to her other passives right here. Basically, when casting the Star Wars Sword, Keqing's crit rate increases by 50%, and her energy recharge is increased by 50%. This effect lasts for 8 seconds. So Star Wars Sword is basically her burst. So when you cast this, you get that extra crit rate by 50%, and you get that extra recharge by 50%. So basically, you can basically keep bursting Keqing's burst, or her ultimate like in consecutive runs, basically. So once that cooldown of her burst is basically back and full and running, then you can just spam it again. So it's almost like a spam burst type thing, but you just gotta wait until the cooldown of that burst comes back and at full energy. You can just keep going to town with Keqing. So it's pretty cool though. It's like the most anime thing in this game. Like the most animated, like most anime type burst. I think that when she first came out, it was pretty badass. So then her passive Lands Overseer. Whoops, I forgot. I pronounced that wrong. When dispatched, basically giving more consumed time to reduce special. So when she's on the expedition, she'll reduce that time by 25%. So for now, we just got through her talents, her constellations, her artifacts, and her weapons. And this is my Keqing right now at level 90. Her talents again at level 8. So I have played with her quite often actually, quite a decent amount actually. She's not that bad of a character. So, and then let me show you her burst since I have it with me. So we're gonna go out here. We'll just go like, let's go let's go like on the outside of the city. So let's just go like right over here. All right, here's this. So we're outside right now. There's a fox. Alright. We're gonna just use Keqing only and just Keqing. So I'll demonstrate the burst and like the attacks and skills as I fight these hilly trolls. Just for demonstration. Oh, I forgot those guys exist too. But here we go. We're gonna go to town on these hilly trolls right now. Here's her burst. Getting an extra 50% damage and energy recharge. Here's her skill. That's her 5-second infusion right there. Burst again. You're in the mood to play some Monster Hunter with me? Hold on, buddy. I'm in the middle of a video. Alright, but I just had my friend invite me to play Monster Hunter. But yeah, that's basically the burst and her skill. As you saw there, I got her burst again. So you can basically run it up like 2 times. You can run it up as much as you want. So it's almost a consecutive spam type burst. So you can keep going and going with the Keqing. Like, that's just how good she is with her burst. So we're gonna go to the party setup and go for teams here. So we're gonna, yeah, we're getting close to the video probably. We're just doing team comps now. So for Keqing's team, you can run a variety of teams, pretty much almost a variety. So you can run like since let's say if your Keqing had the 4-piece Thundering Fury, you would run Keqing as your main DPS. You would want to have another Electro character. So let's say if you were to use Yahei Miku. Oh, whoops. Oh no. Whoops. No, that's Raiden. I'm not trying to use Raiden. I'm trying to use a Keqing. Okay. So if we use the Keqing, if we just use Raiden as a second support, excuse my language, and then we use Nahida or any other Dendro character that you have, like Kali or Ki. I think I can't see the name sometimes. My TV is a little bit broken. Yayo or Keith. That's not his name. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. But you can use him, Yayo, or Kale, or Nahida, or the Traveler. The Traveler works too. Let's use Nahida, and then let's go with a healer. Let's go with Kokomi, Saganomi, Kokomi. Or if you want to use like for Hydro, you can use like Jalan or Shinsho, Mona, or anyone really by that matter. But we're gonna use Saganomi Kokomi, and this would be your setup right here for damage. So you have your DPS, your sub DPS, and then your support. So then basically, if you were to mix Electro and Dendro, you would get that Aggravate or what is it called? I'm gonna go back to my character just for reference. So if you were to run a team like this, so you have Keqing as your main sub DPS, and then support. Oh, excuse me. So then right here at the 4-piece set, if you look closely, we can do a team of Hydra Bloom, and we can do a team of Aggravate and Quicken here. So anytime we are running a team like this, you would have the you would have this. You would have Quicken, Aggravate, and Hyper Bloom as the elements that are mixing, or not mixing. What do you call it? Active basically. So like if you mix Hydro with Dendro, you get Aggravate or Quicken. Or if you did, excuse me, if you did Dendro and Hydro together, you get Hyper Bloom. So basically, you get that benefit of that 20% extra damage increase from just these two alone, and just you playing Nahida or any other Dendro with the King, mixing it up. And having a second Electro character is definitely beneficial because, once again, it does bring that quick energy recharge at any time, anywhere, any need. If you need to increase that burst and keep it up, and that's definitely a need, a must-have. So let's go back and demonstrate it. I think if I show you, that's a little bit easier. I think explaining may confuse your friends. So we're gonna go with the Yahimiku in first. Go with Nahida, that's Quicken. Going with Hyper Bloom, and then go with Keqing. Get that extra 20% damage going. First. And that's the final strike, and I think it gives off that 20% damage. So we just went it by 2,173 attack. That's the buff, I think. I could be wrong. I mean, or unless that's just normal. No, that was just normal. Okay. Well, yeah, you know, it's it's pretty much the basics and just the gist of it. So anytime you run like a team like this, like I'm doing, kind of, but if it's anything that's similar to this team with a Dendro, a Hydro, or an Electro character with another Electro character, then once you have that 4-piece set right here, then, well, that's not it. Once you have the Thundering Fury set with a 4-piece set, this is definitely what you're gonna have. So you use 20% increase by Aggravate, and then 40% increased damage by Hyper Bloom, and Super Conduct, Electro Charge, like anything like that. Whether you run any teams with those element reactions that are mentioned in the artifacts set right here. So once again, like if you had Electro Charge, Super Conduct, that's pretty easy. Hyper Bloom is definitely the easiest. Aggravate and Quicken are definitely another one. So if you get any of these element reactions on your team with your Keqing or any other Electro character that you run as a main, then you'll get that damage bonus at 40% or 20%, and you get that cooldown decreased by 1 second every 0.8 seconds. So that's definitely a benefit for a lot of Electro characters, because Electro characters didn't really get too much love. They were good, but they weren't good enough until they changed the artifact for Thundering Fury, and it just made Electro characters much more stronger and much more viable in team comps. Like Keqing, Yahimiku, Raiden is kind of the same, but you don't have to run Thundering Fury. For her, really, it's just the Emblem of Silver Fate, but it's the same concept, just for her artifacts, it's just a little different. So, but that's about it. I think you can run other team comps as well. I think, let me go to the setups here. We're gonna end the video here pretty soon, but let me get another couple teams here. So you can run Raiden as another character, because her burst is by far the best and supports your energy recharge purposes. Then if you want to run like a free-to-play, then you can do like the Traveler. You can do Kale, like I mentioned before, Yayo, or her Kiva. I can't see the other half of his name because my TV is a little bit broken, so I'm sorry if I pronounce the name wrong. But you can run that type of team, or you could run like a overload team with like oh my god, I can't speak. You can run a team with like Yoimiya, Keqing, Yelan, and like a lot of other characters. She can basically set up with a bunch of teams, set up with a bunch of characters in a bunch of different team builds. But at most, if you want to be the most efficient with your damage, then definitely run a team something like this, with like a Dendro and a Hydro mixed with it, and another Electro character. Because once this Dendro and Electro mix, so once Nahida, procs her skill, and then once you proc your skill and burst, basically you're getting that extra damage benefit from the element reaction of Dendro and Hydro together, creating Aggravate and Quicken at the same time, giving Keqing the more benefit to do more damage on your team, to erase your enemies from existence. The list no more. But yeah, that's really about it for Keqing. I know I did go pretty fast, and I did talk pretty fast. It's just sometimes, yeah, you know how I am. But yeah, that's really about it for Keqing. for her team builds, her weapons, her artifacts, and her skills. And if you want, again, like I mentioned before in I think some of my videos, if you don't know what to level up for skills, definitely go to, I can't go to it. I keep going to my backpack. I'm trying to go to the character menu. Thank you. If you don't know what to level up for talents, definitely use, again, the talent reference up there at the top right. If you see it, that says talent reference. And it will let you prioritize what you need first. So you want to prioritize her burst first, and then her skill, and her attack, and then her skill. So it would be burst first, attack, and then skill last, basically. But again, you don't have to follow this. You don't have to follow those priorities at all if you don't want to. It's really up to you to decide what you want first, or what you want last, or what you want second for skills and talents and stuff like that. So definitely, that's just a thing to help new players get a good feel of what is to come. So when you first come with a character that you really like, or what you have as the first character, and you don't know what to do, what to level up first, or like, you know, what talent's the best I should level on, like what I should do. Then this is why the talent reference is there for a reason. Because if you're a new player and if you don't know what to do with talents, then definitely look at the talent reference, and it will support you so much, where you don't have to waste your time on doing, you know, needless upgrades on talents that you don't even realize that you're doing wrong, and like, how can I not maximize my burst damage and all that stuff. So that's why the talent reference is there, to help new players, and even like veteran players sometimes decide whether, if to not know, and to know how to build characters, and like how to start off with talents, and like what should I prioritize more of, and like, you know, as this game goes on and on over the years, hopefully, and is staying strong, hopefully. The Genji community, we shall stay strong together as one for all eternity. But yeah, but that's about it for Keqing. That's all I have for Keqing, really. That's another pre-built character I've had, another character I've done. Let me know in the comments what other characters you want me to do. If you want me to do Nahida next, Saganomi Kokomi, or like any characters that I have in the roster. If we go to the party setup. If any of you whoever's seen my videos, let me know in the comments, who should I do next? Should I do, like, among all the characters I have, who should I do next? And I'll try the best I can. Try to pick characters that I have built before, because some of these characters I don't really touch too often, and I don't really do too much. So like my level 70s and 60s, I mean, I touch them a little bit here and there, but I don't do it too often. But I mean, if you guys want me to do, like, you know, Cookie Shinobu, Klee, even if at level 70, I mean, I'll still be able to manage somehow. I'll have to figure out some ways to kick in with the artifacts and stuff. It's pretty much the same concept, but it's just a little different because I don't touch the character too often. So try to pick characters that I can do. But if you decide to pick any of the characters that were level 70 in my roster, then I'll definitely try my best to hold the standards to you guys in my videos. But truly, that is about it for Keqing. And yeah, that's about it for Team Comp. So before we end the video, let's fight off these Hilly Trolls and give a round of how this works.
私のお家にいらっ見切りました。ご助力を手強いですね。陣営のごとく、我が剣よ影に従え。
Alright, that was another small demonstration. You saw that Hyper Boom aggravate and Quicken activates. Oh, well, because since we're in water, so it's a little easier. But that's basically, you know, again, the 4-piece Thunder and Fury kicking in that passes. And yeah, that's really about it. All I got for Keqing are Hydro Queen. Not Hydro Queen. Whoops! I meant Electro Queen. And our probably most reliable character in the series, I'd say. One of our more reliable characters. So do show Keqing some love. Our kitty cat Keqing. Well, although she's not a cat, it's just her hair that makes her look like a cat. But we're just gonna go with it, you know, just roll with it. But I do give some support for Keqing, give some love for her. I know that she's not really a viable character too much nowadays, but now and then, like, you might as well use Keqing. Like, you can maximize her damage and become a goddess with her. So definitely, do look forward to that. and whenever time you build Keqing. All you Keqing mings out there, do that. Prove those people wrong. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. Maybe it wasn't that quick, but it sounded pretty quick. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more videos like this, more content. Hit that notification bell. Once again, it helps a lot to let me know, even like the likes and stuff, to let me know what you guys like, what you guys enjoy, and what you guys have learned. I hope these videos do have some purpose to them. I hope these videos that makes character building a little easier and stuff like that. I know I'm not too fluent on what the talent, like the constellations. I'm not so good with those, but I mean, I just want to bring something that I can help the community for like new players. Definitely experience a more fun time in Genshin and not have to struggle too often to not know what they're doing, or stuff like that. So I just want to make it a little easier for newcomers like you guys, or anity who's a veteran. Anytime newcomers, veterans, like OGs, definitely yeah, these are what these videos are for. These are just helping new players out. So again, like, subscribe, let me know when you want more videos like this, and let me know in the comments down below what character I should do next for my next video next week. So we'll see you all next time. Bye.